acá en Turín está el museo egipcio más importante del mundo, después del Cairo, lo que dice mucho, ¿verdad? Acá adentro hay unas 6.500 piezas entre estatuas, sarcófagos y objetos funerarios, momias, papiros, amuletos y joyas. Vamos a ver qué encontramos porque amo este mundo, universo hermoso egipcio. Vamos. Ahora vamos a encontrarnos con Divina, egiptóloga del museo. Hi, how are you?
Hi, fine, you?
Divina, nice name, Divina.
Thank you, Federico. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you for your time. This is a beautiful place. We are like so excited to be here. Thank you for Resto del Mundo being here. It's like such an honor, you know.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you. First of all, where are we right now?
Right now we are in the Museo Egizio in Turin, which is the ancient museum built for Egyptian civilization and probably the second most important one in the world after the Cairo.
Cairo, right. What are we going to see here in this tour that you're making for us?
In our museum you can appreciate the evolution of Egyptian objects, materiality. You can see all the history of ancient Egypt from the very beginning, so the 4th millennium BC, until the very end. So it's a journey through time.
Tengo tantas preguntas, es increíble estar acá, estamos realmente muy emocionados. Juan, Pepe y también nuestro equipo está como sacado porque no podemos creer dónde estamos realmente.
We are in a room filled with statue of a very peculiar goddess, which was Sekhmet. Sekhmet was a lioness goddess, and
kind of good and evil, right?
Yeah, both. I mean, in Egypt it's always like that. You don't have only a good or a evil thing. It's always duality, which is
like people.
Yeah, exactly,
Right?
like us.
Like us.
And there was this incredible temple in Luxor that was filled with statue of this goddess, and we don't know exactly the number of statues that were in the temple, but we know there was a statue for each day of the year. So try to imagine someone had to go every single day of the year nearby a statue of the goddess Sekhmet and give her prizes and offerings in order to keep her at bay, because she was the goddess of war and she could stop the Nile from flooding. And so it was very important to keep her pacified.
Caminar entre momias, esculturas, manuscritos y tantos objetos de esta civilización realmente es algo impresionante. Todos en el equipo nos quedamos completamente fascinados con este lugar. Sigamos conociendo.
So we're here at the main attraction.
It's the tomb of Ka and Merit.
Yes. Tell me just a little bit about Ka. Who was?
Ka was an architect, we can say. He was the responsible for the works in Deir el-Medina, which was a village that was built in the New Kingdom. And in that village lived the most important workers of Egypt, the most famous one. And Ka was in charge of creating the tombs, planning the tombs of the pharaoh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. So an ancient architect. And here we have his coffin, or let's say his coffins, because as you can see, we have three difference. So in this historical phase, we know that the coffin were nestled one inside another.
All right, like a mamushka is.
Exactly,
You have three coffins, right?
Yeah, three coffins, right.
And why is that? Because they need to protect the body, or just like a typical thing?
It's a symbolic journey.
Right.
Let's say you have the outer one, which is totally black, like the soil after the inundation. So you want to be born again, like a plant that is blooming after inundation. Then the intermediate one, you have black and gold. Gold because gods had the skin covered in gold, so the seed wanted to become a god. So in this phase you have the initial transformation of the body of Ka. He's becoming something more. He's becoming a god. And the interior one, he was completely covered in gold foil. So the journey was finished. He was finally a god, let's say, a spirit that was able to live in the afterlife.
That lady is like working of resurrection, right?
Yeah, exactly, yes.
Or is it really important for you to show this too?
It's fundamental because research is something very important in our museum, and also we have to take care of everything, every single object.
So the body of Ka is still there?
Yeah, it's still inside this coffin.
You never touch him.
No, from time to time we have to check the condition of the body too,
Right.
but we never unwrapped the mummy.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah, but
Because
then,
you have it like a digital too, right?
exactly. Yes, we can have it.
And you can see like maybe the flesh is still there.
You can see something,
of.
part of the body of the flesh, but in particular the condition of the bones. And you can see, if, for example, he had some problems during his life. We know at which age more or less he died, how high he was.
And you get that like in X-rays or maybe like this,
Exactly,
right?
Yes. Try to imagine the possibility that we have now thanks to modern technologies.
Of
In
course.
the past, when Schiaparelli discovered the tomb of Chimeric, he wasn't able to see
Yeah, I
behind
know.
bandages, and he decided to not touch the body
Alright.
because he thought maybe in the future they will be able to see through, and we can do it nowadays. So we have a digital unwrapping of the tomb of Chimeric.
So we're here at the Coffin Gallery.
Yes.
This is a beautiful place because I think we can see like the evolution of
Absolutely.
paintings, right?
Yeah, the evolution of the typology and decoration of
Yes.
coffins during the third intermediate period. And as you can see, the main characteristic is the color.
Yes.
They are yellow. And then you have horror vacui. All the surface of the coffin is decorated with the images that normally were depicted in tombs.
A diferencia de otros museos egipcios, como el British Museum de Londres, en el Museo Egipcio de Turín se puede contar la evolución de la civilización egipcia, ya que cuenta con piezas de todo su imperio y cultura desde inicio hasta su fin.
Todos los argentinos invitados, you can invite Argentinian people. You like that?
Of course, you have to come here. Absolutely, it will be so pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
You're
you
the
too.
best. So kisses.
Bye.
Bye.